It is post-match Pint. I'm Neil Atkinson. This is Smooth FM's Phil Blundell. And from 6:30 Radio 4 comedy shows, I've got George Trad. It is a pleasure to be here after Liverpool have been beaten by Salzburg by 1 of their goals to 0 of our goals. Phil, you and I got the train together, the last one you could get. It was good, and full support to everyone who's part of that action. But that out the way, one of the things that you said to me on the train was, I reckon they've done at least one session today and maybe 2. And I think in the first half, you get to see that a little bit as it wears on, and maybe you get to see it in the second half with the side that makes after the 60-minute subs, where Liverpool were just lacking a little bit of sharpness, maybe like a team that's done a lot of training.
Yeah, I think the biggest tell in that respect is that Tyler Morton got 15 minutes in the middle of the game.
Yeah.
And Jordan Henderson actually doesn't come on till 60. But they make a couple of substitutions at half time, then we make more on 60, and
so he's protecting Henderson.
Exactly. And that's telling you a story about how much they had in their legs today to play football, which is probably to do with what they've been doing. You know, they had a day off on Monday. Half a day, we think. They've gone hard yesterday. They've definitely done something this morning. There's no chance that Liverpool on a pre-season tour of Austria, and they are sitting about until 8 o'clock at night to play a game of football. Jurgen Klopp's just not having that, is he? He's just not having that under any circumstance. It wouldn't surprise me if they've done 2 training sessions and then pushed the bus to the ground.
They've caught some fish. We've seen that.
Big fish as well.
Looked fantastic doing it, if we're all honest about it. It felt like really a novelty thing that we could all get into over a period of time. There's
a body of water really close, Neil.
The fish on is impressive.
No, neither of the bodies, to be fair.
They've obviously been busy doing all of those little bits and pieces, but there was still some stuff to take from the game, George. I thought it was really interesting with Darwin, especially in the first half an hour, how it felt like every player almost had a job to try to get him in once.
Absolutely, and you know, he was played in from various angles. There were high balls played into his head, there were balls played to his chest, one where, I can't remember, the ball came from deep where he took it, tried to get a shot away, and the defender got a really good foot in the way, actually. And there seems to be a lot of faith in Nunez are we calling him Darwin, by the way?
He has Darwin on the back of his shirt, and that's what he liked in Portugal.
Okay, let's call him Darwin. So there's a lot of faith in him into getting him to those positions, get the ball to him, and then see what he can do. So they're clearly seeing that day to day in training, and it's just got to manifest itself in match situations now. And it happened in the last game. He scored 4 goals, but it didn't quite click for him tonight. But you can see the potential and the potential of everyone. That they want to find him. They believe in him. We believe in him. He's going to smash it this year.
I think I've got loads of faith in him around goal. There's the one that the goalkeeper manages to sort of maybe semi-tip onto the roof of onto the top of the bar. He obviously can strike the ball brilliantly. His movement's really strong. What I thought was interesting, Phil, was little bits of play from him when he was pushed into wide areas. He was looking for a certain type of ball, then back in, often playing it blind. There was, I think, an expectation from him that players would be in those areas, and you got to see a little bit of that over the course of the game. Yeah,
this is what I quite like about watching pre-season games, because I quite frankly couldn't care where we win, lose or draw, because it ultimately doesn't matter. You want to see things happen and see things that have been worked on, and you could see signs of that today. I think specifically from Nunez. There was one you mentioned there where he plays he's sort of on the byline.
Yeah, close to the byline.
And he sort of plays a blind ball back to the edge of the box. Now, there's no one there, but where he's put it, it's middle of the goal, 18 yards out. There probably should be someone there. And if you put the ball in that area, most of the time there'll be someone there for a shot. And it's as if what they're doing in training is about shape, figuring out where the teammates are, figuring out where they should be, and so on and so forth. And it's good. You want to see things like that, because there's nothing I dislike more than... I remember there was a couple of pre-seasons towards, I think, the latter days of Benitez, where you watched it and it just looked stale. And I know his penultimate season we do really well, but his last season, for example, I'm pretty sure I was watching stuff like that and it just felt a bit off. And you want to see new things, you want to see new patterns of play, not necessarily a new formation, but it might be that within the old formation they can do different things. You can do different things being in the same nominal formation, can't you? And that's what you see. It's quite interesting that there's only 2 youngsters who are really, really involved as well. So are they more involved than we thought? Like, is Mabea an option? I don't know. I thought Bajcetic was brilliant again.
I thought Bajcetic, I think, is a live option. I think Mabea is the question for me, Phil, is just a little bit around whether or not if Tsimikas is available. Yeah. Tsimikas does what Milner does, and then from there Milner goes right back. But I think he plays well, and he shows an explosivity. Yeah. He couldn't have done all that much more other than maybe a little bit of end product, but my God, he's young.
But even at the same time, Sepp van den Berg plays in the Championship as a right wing back last season, so you could quite easily have played him played him there, because I think they're trying to send him out on loan, aren't they? So getting some minutes into him and putting him in a sort of a shop window.
I don't think those two options. There's a Nico Williams-shaped hole in the squad. No. I think we've overcompensated for having that. And Mbappe looks really good down that right hand side. He linked up really well with Harvey Elliott tonight, and you know, you can imagine Salah being as part of that triumvirate as well. You know, they could really connect well. He's bombing on. He's playing the ball into feet. He's making the right moves. He can accelerate past the player. It looks really promising for him, and I think we'll see a bit of him this season.
To get full access to this show, click on the link in the post and subscribe to Talk Premium. You get all of our content, including previews, reviews, post-match content, exclusive interviews and loads of transfer chats. So subscribe to the Anfield Wrap now. We share the journey of supporting Liverpool from heart of the city.